Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to beautiful Shenandoah University Esports Arena located in Winchester, Virginia. We got some fun esports to be played here tonight. We got a little bit of a switch up. Usually we have some Rocket League or some Smash Bros or something like that, but we're going to pivot to a different fighting game here today. We're going to Tekken 8 CFGC Week 10 here following Ja. I'm Ben Kincaid, joined by Brennan Moss. How are you feeling about this exciting three matchups that we have here tonight?
I am feeling fantastic, mostly because we should have three matchups for the first time this entire season on broadcast. I'm just so excited. It is last week of CFGC before playoffs. You know, I think there's a couple week break between, but you know, this is it. This is last week. You know, they are adding, I believe, more divisions for playoffs. So it's like top 16 is normally how it works, but this means that this is not the end technically, but it's also your last chance to show out before playoffs hit.
Yeah, this is definitely an opportunity to build up some momentum leading into playoff. right now, Kenza, our Tekken 8 player, is 5-9 in the standings, right in the middle of the pack, 34th out of 65 players here in CFGC. And we have 3 pretty fun matchups, right? We have a mirror matchup into Lars, which is who Kenza plays as well. We have an Armor King matchup from Q, and then we have an Elisa, there it is. Elisa as well for those 3 opponents. So
can't remember.
Yeah, we'll see how these go. I'm interested to see what the matchup looks like with the mirror matchup specifically, because we know that Lars has some fun little things that they can do.
Yeah, not too much. I feel like one of the criticisms of Tekken 8, over the past almost 2 years it's been out, is the lack of character expression. It feels like everyone kind of has to play the characters the same. Once you get to the higher levels, because everything's optimized, so like everybody knows the exact things that need to be done in order to be successful. But Lars is one where he's very flashy. So there's a very good chance that if they're similar in play, we could just see 2 characters spinning around in circles constantly, trying to land hits, whiffing. Maybe they both play it patient because they know the other person could just do that, and it would just mix you up. Because Lars plays into a lot of 50-50s. It forces your opponent to just take guesses on what you might do, and it's hard to win every 50-50, so you end up losing a lot of health out of that.
Right. Yeah, and that's hard to play into really just in any fighting game, right? If you have a character that can throw out a lot of different options, and you're like, okay, like it could be this, could be that, could be this one over here. I'm not sure what's going to come out. It's hard to really find momentum and regain stability in matches. If you're guessing wrong, you're just going to get absolutely blown out of the water. So it's going to be interesting to see these 2 characters go up against each other, given that kind of 50-50 play style that you get to play with this character. And it'll be fun seeing Armor King in here as well. We were talking a little bit beforehand of how this character is a little bit more kind of brawly and up close and personal. Has a lot of grabs that they go for with that character. So we'll have to see if they can get a hold of Kenza with how quickly and how often Lars will be moving around. So we'll have to see how that one matches up, but I think it'll be a fun one no matter what.
I think it will be a fun one. It's also the first time watching Armor King on broadcast for me, at least to be able to cast it, because he came out as a DLC character about 3 or so weeks ago. No, about 5 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was he was allowed to be played because it's a 2 week. There's a 2 week
kind of like grace period
where you're not allowed to play the new DLC character because it's kind of cheese, especially with characters like players that are really good.
Right.
Like you could just kind of just throw things out there and like, what is that?
I haven't figured this out.
I haven't figured this out yet.
Yep.
So it's a big and like Armor King is also just a fan favorite. People love watching him.
There you go.
People love playing as him. So it's more excitement, more matchups, because we've had the matches we've had on broadcast are like multiple Dragonovs, and like I think we had a Clive on. No, I don't think we had a Clive. I think we had a Jin. It was a Jin we had on. So like tonight's looking to spice it up a little bit. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so some different characters coming in to our stream, right? We've had, unfortunately, a lot of matches kind of fall through the cracks, but that's just kind of how CFGC goes sometimes with fighting games, with whatever fighting game you play. But yeah, I'm excited to see about what the Elisa character looks like. A lot of pressure brought from this character. You mentioned it. I didn't know this. They're a robot apparently with chainsaws, which is pretty cool. How does that mechanic work? Like what is the game plan for that character?
So there are so it's stance based. You have the normal stance, which kind of allows you to just, your base moves and stuff like that. There are certain moves that if you use, it activates a separate stance, and that is a chainsaw stance, which allows her to just unleash like even more moves, and a lot of those they can be faster sometimes. The biggest thing is damage. When she's in chainsaw mode, she does a whole lot more damage, and her poke damage is also way, way up to the moon. But put a pause on Elisa for now. We have Armor King in our lobby.
The Armor King will be first up. The character name Q, or the player name rather, Q up against Kenza here. Lars, is that? So we're Mario, I guess.
Yeah,
here
like
for
Mario.
Lars. So that's pretty fun on a Pac-Man map. I didn't even know this was even in the game. Already we can see some combinations getting tossed out by Kenza, connecting on a few, but Armor King going up for that grapple, but able to break
Really good
out
block.
of it, and this could be an opening for Kenza to really get things going.
Yeah, really good block into that low punish there from Lars. But now your back is against the wall. A big thing out of Armor King is damage. He does a whole lot of damage. And pretty much good in any scenario. Doesn't have too many weak points. If you're on the ground, he's good. If you're standing up like that, it's good. Or in your Oki situations, your wake up situations, it's kind of tough to gauge how you should exactly handle it.
Yeah, it looked like it was getting closer just for a moment. Kenza was kind of able to fight out of that corner, but could not keep the momentum going. But now here, starting to put up a little bit of a string after they go through the floor, and now up against the wall goes Q, but able to kind of sidestep out of it for the time being, but still so much pressure being put on right now by Kenza. Q struggling to find any opening to survive, and that might have just done it very close. The little jab there will get the job done, but Kenza able to answer back 1-1 in this first set.
Yeah, when you're facing Lars and you get down in a hole like that, you start getting comboed and now you're up against the wall. It's really hard to get out of it because like you mentioned before, 50-50s all over the place when you're facing him. And when you're kind of already like in a bad spot and you're stressing out a little bit, now you also on top of that have to guess which moves are being thrown out. You kind of just get put into a blender. But speaking of a blender, Lars just got span around in circles. Now his back is against the wall. Couple moves coming out. Throw not going to be able to come through. But the drop kick does. Lars now at his back foot. And just a normal kick to the gut for Mario there.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of damage from Armor King. I did not... the spin around, I was like, oh, okay, this will do like a solid amount. But it was half the health bar pretty much off of that move. So that's a little nerve-wracking to have to go into as Kenza opens up with a pretty solid string of their own, but quickly answered back by Q. Is that called what? Rage Art? Is that what that's called?
So Rage Art is the ultimate move that's not used. That is Heat Engager. So that blue bar below the health bars is called Heat. The first move they use to engage that after we see a Tombstone pile driver grab from the ground to keep him in the loop, and it just finishes out set number one into the stunner.
What? Wait,
yeah.
okay, hang on.
So we didn't really get to the chance to really break
cool.
down Armor King. Armor King's whole shtick is that he's a wrestler.
Okay,
he's a luchador.
That makes sense.
He is a luchador, human jaguar thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of his moves in the game are taken from real life, as we saw there.
Okay, that was actually pretty cool. I was like, wait, I know this one. Hey, wait, I know this one too. Yeah. Maybe we're going to hit him with a 619 at some point as well. That would be cool. Could you imagine a 619?
A 619 would be absolutely wonderful. I don't know how they play that.
I don't know if that's in the game or not, but
maybe a
cool.
wall move.
Sweet
possibly.
chin music, something like that. But already you can see the aggression coming through from Q yet again. Kenza very, very low here, back against the wall, trying to fight out of it. Gets out of that grab there as well. Kind of hesitant on that approach, trying to find an opening, but that will do it, and that is the... Oh, yep, well, curb stomp there. CM Punk, a little bit of action coming through, so, yeah.
So, big thing we saw, like, after that second round that Kenza was able to take, it feels like King, like right there, has had the upper hand. He's had an answer to every one of the problems that Kenza has brought to him, and he's trying to find his own answer for the Armor King, and right now pressure seems to be it until the grab from Q, sending him into the wall, a big pump kick. Now both players low health. Speaking of low comes through, a couple poke damage. Both players at really low health. Heat Engager not going to work, but that low will to be able to take the second round here, set number 2 for Q.
Yeah, it was a very, very close second match here in set number 2. So Kenza fighting out yet again here, kind of getting some momentum back in their favor, back up against the wall as well. But Q able to fight out of it for the time being, but now getting juggled here by Kenza. Not looking likely that you're going to come back and win that one. Kenza hanging on here in set number 2, only now down 1, but still has to find 2 in a row.
Yeah, so here we go to the downside of the 50-50s. Lars, very flashy, spins around, hard to tell exactly what's about to come out. But if Q happens to guess what that 50-50 is correctly, Armor King has some of the best whiff punish and best block punish in the entire game. So if he's able to avoid the move that is thrown out by Kenza, he can just send him flying and all of a sudden, 80% of his health is gone.
Yeah, grab coming through there in favor of Kenza. We'll get some good damage down, and now back against the wall again here for Q, trying to use some of that heat meter to get some extra damage, but, well, will be able to do so. That last bit of heat, able to use that kick and find that kill. Kenza fighting back now here in set 2, tied 2-2.
Yeah, low catches Kenja off guard. Now inside of his very bad combo. The heat engager not going to send out a move, but the grab will come, and there he goes, swinging across the stage. Now less than 50% health. Going to try to get a little bit of that great health back, but it doesn't matter. Counter hit comes through. Combo starting and finished. A perfect to end out round number 5 here on set number 2 for Q.
Yeah, Q now will find themselves with a 2-0 series lead. I believe we do play out all 5 sets. This is technically a best of 5 in the first 3, but for seeding purposes, we do play out all 5. So Kenza now has to find 3 in a row here to win out on the set, and then, yeah, just win out on the set because you don't play anymore. That would be 5 matches, right? So, yeah, Kenza now has to find a reverse sweep. We know that they are very capable of taking games off of Q and has been able to show that thus far, but just has not been able to get past that finish line to take a set off of them just yet.
Yeah, and that last set, that last round of the last set was really...
Who does that?
That was a power bomb.
Yeah, power bomb. Batista.
Yeah, that last, that last round in that last set was very close. It was just the fact that he pressed a couple buttons he probably shouldn't have, end up getting counter hit into a finishing combo. But very close now. He gone, and he's going to put his own back against the wall. Both players blocking. Throw comes through. Throw escaped. Now, Kenza has to watch out. Never mind, he doesn't. I was going to say he has to watch out for that rage art, but doesn't matter. He just throws out a move. Q not ready for it. Takes the first round here.
Yeah, Kenza getting very, very close. A couple of whiffs there as well towards the end of that first set, but still able to recover from those whiffs. And now back against the wall goes Kenza. Q with so much aggression, so much damage getting tossed out. The stunner again coming through from the... What? Okay, what is that? What are you doing there?
So that is called an Oki situation. It's a wake-up situation, and I believe, Kenza's going to die there. When you're in a situation where you've been knocked down or you threw out a move and now you're laying on the ground, you're not in an Oki situation. Do you stand back up? Do you roll to the right, away from the screen, roll towards the screen? Or do you just, wait a second and then get up? Sometimes it throws the other player off guard if you just wait and don't get up. And they don't really know what option to pull out there because they're kind of scared of what move you might throw out.
That's understandable. Just kind of playing that guessing game of what am I going to do this time for my get up, right? So trying to mix it up just a little bit there. A little reversal as well. Kenza now. And Q very even in the health bar department. Still has some great health to gain on the side of Q. Able to gain just a little bit of that. That combo getting dropped there by Kenza, and that might just do it. That will be the second match or second game of this third set here. Kenza now has to win 2 to win this set in total.
Yeah, not able to avoid that heat smash, loses the round because of it. Throws out a move and a counter hit low comes in from Q. Now, Kenza back against the wall. A high move comes out, gets a little bit of poke damage, but heat engager from the Armor King. Grab going to go right over Mario's head. However, that punch from the heat smash will not, and Q goes up 3-0 here in this series.
Yeah, Q will win the series in total, but still has 2 more matches to play here. So Kenza definitely able to take out 2 of these matches to help their seeding placements as we approach playoffs. But we'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition, because right now, Q again on the aggressive approach with Armor King and getting a whole lot of damage dealt back against the wall yet again, and already 50% health here for Kenza.
Yeah, I mean, what's been killing Kenza here is just the counter hits right there. You see it on the side of the screen, counter. He's been throwing out too many buttons. You know, sometimes you get in such a groove with Lars because he has so many strings that just keep going and going and going that you forget that there's sometimes you should probably just stop, wait for a second. Otherwise, it leads to big damage from characters like King, who kind of has an option in any scenario.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hard for Kenza to really find some strings as of late, and when they do, it doesn't last a whole lot, right? They're able to get a good amount of damage here and there, but then immediately gets responded by Q, and you can see the response here, again, just off of that little bit of chip damage. They were able to find this almost an entire health bar, and it looks like it might be with the drop kick coming through. Q finds another 2-0 set lead.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed is that King started using a lot more lows the past few rounds, and it trained Kenza into blocking that low. Ended up getting hit by a few mids right there to end that last round.
Yeah, we can see the aggression coming through from Kenza yet again. Does get out of that grab opportunity from Q, but now running forwards, pushing them into the wall. That's got to be some kind of wrestling move there. I don't know who does that, but it looked cool. It looked like that would be in the WWE. Q with another very clean game here up against Kenza, and now finds themselves with a 4-0 lead in these 5 games.
Yeah, and that's obviously tough, you know, because it's over. You lost, like the 5 and now 9 is now going to go to a 5 and 10. But on the standings, they count sets. So if he can bring out these last 2 sets, that will help his standings and seeding going into whatever division he's placed in when it comes to playoffs.
Yeah.
And also, I've mentioned this on previous broadcasts. Once you lose those 3 and like, oh, I've lost the series, you kind of start playing with reckless regard, right? Like you don't really care. I already lost the series. I might as well go out. You feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders, and you start almost playing better sometimes.
Yeah, dropkick again coming through. Won't be able to find the kill, but instead just that jumping forward kick will be the one to seal the deal in that first game. But of course, still some opportunity for Kenza to come up with a set win here up against Q. But right now with... Oh, that's another one. Is that just like a pile driver?
That's a pile driver.
Yeah,
that is like a different
driver.
form of a pile driver.
Someone else does that too in WWE. I don't know their name, but I can see them. Anyways, back into the combinations coming through from Q. Back against the wall again for Kenza. That might just do it. Yes, it will. Kenza now has to find 3 in a row to come up with a set win here in this first match.
Yeah, I mentioned those 50-50s before. If you lose a 50-50 against Armor King, there is a good chance that you will be in a blender for the rest of the round. And it will just not end well for you because his punishes are some of the best in the game. As we can see, almost 50% of health done. Okay situation. Oh, gonna come up with the Shawn Michaels, by the way. Shawn Michaels movement there. And now a combo on to Armor King, burning his heat in the middle of this. Heat engager coming out there from Kenza. Back against the wall. Armor King counter hit into it. Heat smash. A little bit of health left. Heat almost gone. Heat is gone. Has a little bit of health, great health to come back. Gets the grab. Going to send Kenza across the stage. Now he's a little bit worried. Move is going to whiff. Low also whiffs there from Armor King. Blocks the low, but the counter hit going to win the round here, but has a lot of work left to do. It is not over. Set number 4 is still happening.
Yeah, Q has been playing unbelievable now in this opening combination that they were able to find up against Kenza. We'll have to see if Kenza can get off of this back wall, kind of just in an odd position here, going for some low leg sweeps just to try to get some chip damage to set up a combination. That whiff will happen, and that will be it. That is the punish that we talk about up against Lars. When you miss those call-outs, you set yourself up, and for such an opening as they get put through the table, a clean 5-0 there for Q.
Well, I believe that was...
I think it might have been 5.
That set was 4.
Was that 4?
No? I think that was set 4. I think we have one more set coming out of this. No? Am I wrong? Am I bugging? Let me see the scoreboard. That was 5.
That was 5.
Like you're right.
That was 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, biggest thing, right? Biggest thing was probably the Armor King Q was calling out Lars. He was waiting for him to throw out all of these flashy moves, just waiting for the right moment to strike, and it ended up winning. There was a few times towards the middle where he trained Kenza to crouch. Like, he hit a couple lows that Kenza didn't really do much damage to him, but what it did is it conditioned him to start crouching a little bit more to try to block those lows. And boom, right when he did that, hit him with a mid, sent him flying, got a combo out of it, won a round or two out of that strategy. And Kenza just not really able to find his ground, find his footing in this matchup.
Yeah, and it looked like it was close. So numerous times we found themselves in a 2-1, a 2-2 scenario in some of these sets, but they just could not quite get over the hump. Q did a great job at adjusting to some of the movement that Kenza was going for, was able to punish on those 50-50 whiffs from Kenza as well. And with a character like Armor King doing that amount of damage, it's hard to really come back from large punishes. That happens a lot with that character. We did just get word as well that Stormblessed will be the next player up here for Miami, Ohio. That is the Elisa player here. So excited to see that character come through and see how Kenza can perform against Stormblessed.
Yeah, this is a big moment. Now, the great thing about having 3 other opponents in a pool is that you can always just play an opponent because the other the other 2 can just play each other. We're going to get right into this. Elisa, we mentioned before. Let me try to go through some of her things. We talked about it before. Big stance character. Once those chainsaws come out like we see right now, poke damage comes out wild. But once you get hit or once you have to block, yes, that is Igus. Producer just asked if this was a Igus costume. It is, in fact, Igus. I believe this person was also a Persona 3. It was a Persona 3 reference. We have Igus versus Cyclops from X-Men, which this is awesome. I love this. This is part of the reason I love the Tekken 8 community. Here comes the chainsaws, man.
She has wings.
She does have wings.
She can fly.
She also has a grab. Well, here comes a Rage Art, which is going to hit because he's in a bouncing scenario. I don't think it kills because I don't think it was. I can't remember if it was a counter. He also doesn't have his heat going, so I don't think it kills. But he's going to get real close. Yeah, both people around the same amount of health, but Elisa, it doesn't matter. She can kind of just fly you. This is a big thing. Elisa is a very simple character to play and read. The problem is actually executing and defending against it.
Right.
And like I mentioned before, a lot of poke damage once those chainsaws come out. So your biggest strategy always against Elisa, make sure those chainsaws do not come out.
We can already see a grab coming through there from Kenza as well, getting a whole lot of damage. But you can see the pressure that Lisa is able to put up. Stormblast doing a great job at clawing back from that large deficit. And this might possibly be it. Lionel Messi again up on the pitch.
Because it wasn't a combo.
Do not think that will find the kill yet. Just barely living is Kenza, but still has some work to do to try to stay alive in this first game. Gets that high approach into that low kick. Will be able to defend low, get defense again, and will be able to find that killing blow as we find ourselves tied 1-1 in this first match.
Yeah, really good mix-up there at the end to get her down to that health, and really good read on the low in order to block that and punish it. Now, we talked about a lot of the positives, Lisa. Some of the negatives, it comes down to it's hard to come back because a lot of her comeback moves, you know, if you're down in a hole, there's gonna be a lot of moves coming at you. Like right here, Kenza's sending a lot of offense out. Chainsaws are out, but it doesn't matter. The poke comes through from Kenza. Gonna pause. I almost said the Persona 3 character's name.
Yeah.
That's insane. Gonna pause her offense and punish it with a round win.
Yeah, gets the win cleanly, able to fight out really from a sticky situation. You mentioned a lot of offense getting thrown out by Kenza there as well. Some of it missing, some of it just getting blocked outright, but does not phase them whatsoever. Able to secure that win. Some good damage coming early on there from Stormblessed as well with that combination, and continues to do so right now, and that will find the kill quite quickly there in that second match, or fourth.
Yeah, so back to it's the lows, a lot of the lows, especially when she's in chainsaw mode, they're slow, so if you can read it and, you know, send out a gut punch in order to interrupt her moves, it can help against the chainsaws, but she's not even able to get the chainsaws out. Kenza's been putting so much pressure on to Stormblessed that she hasn't really been able to get anything out at all. Back against the wall, it doesn't matter. Heat Smash comes through, wins set number 1 here for Kenza.
Kenza able to take away that first set. It was close. I mean, it went 2-2 in the game count. Kenza was, of course, able to find their way in that 5th matchup, but still a very, very close affair between these two players in Kenza and Stormblessed. And you can see kind of what the game plans are with this Elisa character, right?
Yeah.
A lot of aggression, a lot of combos, and that poke mechanic that they are able to bring out with these chainsaws. Just getting small chip damage and the speed in which Elisa is able to play with as well is kind of hard to defend when you're really put into a corner like Kenza finds themselves right now.
Yeah, this is tough. The low ends up taking the round number 1. It's hard. When those chainsaws come out, you start getting hit, and you have to sit there and block for a good 2 seconds before you can even move and try to, block the next move. You're kind of just in a loop of, I got to block these chainsaws. But if you put the aggression on first and stop any offense from Stormblessed, you have a good chance at taking the series.
Yeah, able to find a lot of blocks there as well. Just barely misses on that attack.
It's safe, and the grab comes out and going to take the round. Sorry for interrupting there.
No. You said something that I didn't understand, so I went, might as well just toss it over to you. I don't know what you said.
Yeah. So big thing here is when somebody throws out a move, some people are more prone to throw out their Rage Art than others. However, a lot of the times they may not know how long it takes for you to become safe, as in you can block out of the move. And it was just a guessing game of whether or not he was going to be safe. But not safe from that move. Chainsaw's now out. Heat almost completely gone. Now counter move. Back still against the wall here for Kenza. Chainsaw's put away. Rage Art gonna call out. Still not able to hit it a second round in a row, and it's going to cost another round. So what Kenza has adjusted to here is he's now much more aware of when the Rage Art is available here for Stormblast. The first 2 rounds, I think, got caught by it. Hasn't been caught the past 2, and has actually been able to win the rounds based off of that.
Yeah, a lot of good damage getting put on from Kenza there as well. That'll be another Heat engage coming through from Elisa, but unable to connect. Gets blocked beautifully by Kenza, and that will be a quick 3-1 there in set number 2. So now Kenza finds themselves with a 2-0 lead and the potential to get this series win under their belts in this next set.
Yeah, huge momentum here for Kenza, and we might keep talking about it. I think if you had a penny for every time I've said the word chainsaw, you'd probably have a lot of pennies.
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man. You know.
Little chainsaw demon. You know? I
know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Great show.
But it is a great show. It is a fantastic show. The movie was great. There was a reason I say it that many times. It's because the winning factor here is taking out the chainsaws.
Yeah.
If you get those chainsaws out, it's really, really tough to find spacing and find time to actually throw out a move and interrupt it. Now, if Elisa, I think it's Elisa. I could have been wrong this entire time. It's Elisa or Alyssa. I think it's Elisa.
I like Elisa.
I like Elisa. Yeah. Sometimes I mess up. There's so many characters in Tekken. Sometimes you just mess up the pronunciation. But it's Armor King. Can't mess that up.
Can't mess that one up.
Can't mess that up. But it's really, really hard to find the time to poke and interrupt but once Elisa does get hit, chainsaws go away, or if Elisa blocks, the chainsaws go away.
Oh, no.
So those are kind of your options when you're facing Elisa.
Little skin swap up here. This looks cool. But anyways, we get back into this third set in this best of 5, and Elisa getting a little bit of aggression put on to Kenza just for the time being, but will be able to get out of it. Very low now. This could be an interesting, sticky situation here for Kenza. Now both of these players, Stormblast very low, gets out of the grab there as well, and will be tossing out, I believe, was that the Rage Art, if I'm not mistaken?
That was the Heat Engager. So you're going to see the Rage Arts are the big cutscenes.
Oh, okay.
So you'll see a move, it'll zoom in on them, kind of like they zoom in on the Heat Engager, on the Heat Smashes and stuff, but they'll do this, and they'll do a punch, an uppercut, and if it hits, then you'll get a big old cutscene.
Oh.
And you'll be able to tell when somebody has a Rage Art whenever there's a big old red energy around it, like we see right here with Kenza. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Kenza has the Rage Art up and available, but won't be able to use it, as Stormblessed is able to keep that pressure up, keep that aggression going, and tie this third set up 1-1. Still trying to get... The chainsaws look so cool in this one, and the wings
as well. They do.
I don't know.
It's a really cool costume.
This game has great skins.
I
think the skins look so cool. Very good customization, as you say, and very good gameplay coming through from Stormblessed as well. Almost a perfect KO in that second game. Kenza trying to find their footing here in this series, as they were able to find in those first 2 matches.
Yeah, able to. We've seen the chainsaws a little bit more. It's also been we've seen a lot more spacing, I think, from Elise. Elise is recognized. However, not going to recognize that time. Heat engager comes through. Gonna get some combo. Let's see how long it goes. Not very long. Here come the chainsaws. Here comes the heat smash. Now you're down to less than 50% of health, and you've just been launched. But Elisa didn't capitalize off it. Now back turn. Gonna be safe on block. A low block read there from Kenza, but not 2 times in a row as the low takes the set here for Stormblessed.
Dude, Psychos is wanting to grab his knee, just like quick. He's like, ah! You know that Family Guy episode because he's like Peter Griffin's like on his.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what Cyclops just did there. But hey, it won't be a clean 3-0 here from. Well, hang on. Wait, yeah, no, yeah, it's still it's 2-1 now.
2-1
in favor. I was looking at the graph and I was like, oh wait, it doesn't have the 1 there yet. But I don't think it had updated on our end that quickly. But yeah, so Kenza unable to find the clean 3-0, but still keep some aggression up here in this next set, looking so much better than they did in that 3rd set. Back against the wall there for Stormblessed as well. Trying to fight out of it, can do so for the time being. About 50% health there for Kenza. A lot of gray health opportunity from Stormblessed as well to try to fight back. Rage Art up and available, but does not opt to use it, goes down instead. Kenza able to win that first match of this 4th set.
Yeah, Elisa trying to throw out a really risky low there. Rocket launcher coming out. Now,
I didn't know she had that.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you stand back on the other side of the stage in like Street Fighter and you just send out a bunch of Hadoukens. It's like the same effect almost.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they're mostly either for combo enders or if you just kind of, want to play a little cheesy. That's how you do it. But yeah, like I mentioned before, Lisa throwing out the low that we're going to see again, but from Kenza in the Rage Art section, but might honestly be dead here if Kenza can keep this combo going into the wall, but keeps pressing buttons, and that's going to cost him a Rage Art hit. So yeah, this is what we see. This is a Rage Art.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is when she turns into Messi.
Yes,
this
is when she turns into Messi.
This is the Messi Rage Art. Doesn't kill, but still a whole lot of damage dealt here onto Kenza. Slide down low as Stormblessed does get that one blocked out, able to find some blocks of their own. Oh, this is a 50-50. I know what that means. That means that either one of them is going to die. But hey, that move came out early for Kenza, able to find that kill and find them now with a 2-0 game score here in set number 4, trying to secure this match 3-1.
Yeah, so what the story of this set has been I'm going to try to make my opponent play my pacing. I want to dictate the pacing of this set. And what has happened is Kenza has just been dictating it the entire set. But chainsaws come out right to the back, gonna do a bit of damage. Now a little bit above 50% health, no heat left. Heat engager and smash both come out from Stormblessed. A swing and a bad read on the Rage Art is going to be blocked. Launcher comes in from Kenza. Got a whiff on the last move. Not able to get the combo going and gets hit in reverse and going to lose the round because of it.
It looked like it was good for Kenza there for just a moment after blocking that Rage Art, but could not continue the combination and the punish on their end. Stormblessed able to come back from the whiff, but now has a whole lot of damage built up. Some gray health, Rage Art up and available as well. Will use it and will be able to connect the Rage Art. Still plenty of health here on Kenza. We'll do a fairly good chunk, but still a lot of opportunity for Kenza to win in this game.
Yeah, still has the upper hand on health and still has heat. Also has Stormblessed in a combo. Some gray health to be recovered. Gonna get some poke damage in, not gonna be able to get the grab through, and gonna do a bad read as the heat engager comes through from Kenza, and so does the round and set win.
We'll be able to win out on this set 3-1. We still have one matchup between Kenza and Stormblessed here, as previously mentioned in the Q matchup. We do play out all 5 sets, all 5 series for seeding purposes, so Stormblessed, while they do go down, does have an opportunity to end this one on a high note with only a 2-3 loss, but Kenza trying to keep up that momentum that they were able to find towards that later half of that series. As we swap back to us, I believe the lobby might have had a little whoopsies here, but we still have one more match here with Kenza and Stormblessed. So we'll have to see how that one goes as we hop into that matchup. Stormblessed already below 50% health.
Yeah, and a big damage already. What a duck on the throw. We're going to see if he blocked. I think he didn't press any buttons, and he didn't. And here comes another throw. That's going to end the round.
That'll be round number one gone.
Yeah.
What did we see? What was that duck coming through, as you mentioned?
So what Kenza essentially did is he read the throw. So Elisa, you saw that throw with the blue energy around the arms. That means it tracks, so you can't sidestep it. It's still going to grab you.
Interesting.
So Kenza read that was about to come and just ducked, which avoids that throw.
Okay, well, able to avoid that one, but not a lot of the hits getting avoided here in this second game from Kenza. Very low health, trying to fight back now. 50% health here on Stormblessed as well. Will be able to break out of that grab. That'll be a heat engagement coming through as well from Kenza. Able to get some good damage dealt. Has just a sliver of health remaining, surviving for just a moment, but Stormblessed able to find that high kick, and that will seal the deal. There in that game. Kenza now out of the gate swinging here in this third game.
Yeah, already got Stormblessed in a combo against the wall. Now both players kind of sides towards the wall. And now Kenza's back is towards it, but combo comes through the other way. Heat Smash still available. We're going to see if he's going to use it. Nope, baits out the Rage Art. Yeah, that's not going to come through. He blocked that. Throw is probably going to kill, and it does. You know, I feel like a big reason that Kenza's been able to close out most of these rounds is just reading and baiting out the Rage Art from Stormblessed.
Yeah, very patient gameplay coming through from Kenza. Not getting overzealous, waiting for their right moments to strike, but struggling to get out of this combo here as Stormblessed already puts Kenza in a very low percentage in health. The heat engagement, I believe, yeah, that was a heat engagement, I'm pretty sure.
That was a heat engagement,
coming through from Kenza. Able to get some damage dealt, but quickly responded by Stormblessed there. Now, still fairly close. The heat still online here for Kenza, getting some low chip damage here, and now a potential to possibly find this kill if they can keep them up against the wall and keep this combination going. Goes on a whiff. Unable to connect, gets out of the grab, and will be able to find that last hit. Kenza winning out again. Yeah,
absolutely wonderful play from Kenza this entire series. We mentioned it a few times throughout. You don't get the chainsaws really going. It's tough to find moments, you know, where you can completely take over the game as Elisa. And also, if you go down, it's really hard to come back because of a lot of her comeback, what would be considered comeback moves, are kind of slow, even if they do a lot of damage. So it's very reactable, and we've seen that Kenza's his reactions are very good. We saw a lot of the ducks, the reads were very good, and just kind of able to space out Elisa. You know, Elisa, I think towards the latter half of the sets, trying to play more of that spacing game and a little bit paced it out a little bit. It just kind of favored Lars in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Kenza playing very, very well into that Elisa matchup. We still have one matchup here tonight, if we are not mistaken, against EAP, I'm going to say. This is the Lars matchup, the Lars mirror matchup here tonight, the second Stony Brook player that we have here tonight as well. So waiting for EAP, I believe, to make an appearance here in our little lobby that we got going on. So we'll have to wait and see when that one begins, but being able to separate and split 1-1 thus far and possibly end the night on a 2-1 series victory is pretty promising, pretty exciting.
It is pretty exciting, especially when I believe we mentioned before, he's 34th
out of 65, I believe.
Yeah, 34th out of 65, right around the middle of the pack here for CFGC, you know, the fall Tekken 8.
Right.
But, you know, any little bit helps. We mentioned that he's I think 6-10 now, 6-10 off those two matches.
6-10 after those two.
But what that number does, that number takes into account the series. So that entire series that he just won that's one. The sets make a big difference in seeding. Sorry, but you know, going to this match, gonna play a mirror match. May not, actually. I'm thinking, the more I think about it, I don't know if you want to play Lars into Lars.
That's fair. There we go. We just got word from our producer that EAP is currently on a CFGC stream match, so they're wrapping that one up, and then we'll hop into our lobby here momentarily. Oh, that's fun. They just played Q actually on stream, who was that Armor King that we saw earlier on here tonight in our first matchup. So that's pretty fun that they get to play each other on stream with that kind of team kill Stony Brook versus Stony Brook matchup. So a little kind of get to hold a little, what is it? Oh, what's that called?
Rights?
Bragging rights.
That's
it. That's what I'm looking for. So that's exciting as they're wrapping up that one on stream. Oh, well, there's our answer for how that went. Q won 4-1 with the Armor King. So now expecting EAP to hop into this lobby whenever they are ready for this Lars mirror matchup here for our last matchup of the night.
Yeah. So the reason I said what I said before all of that is because a lot of the times players will opt to not play the mirror matchup only if they have a character in the back pocket they think is of quality and of experience to be able to do that. But Lars is also a weird one, right? Because tracking in Tekken 8 has been an issue and just a topic among the community for however long the game's been out. Tracking is really weird. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes move that shouldn't hit, and sometimes move that should hit don't hit. And with Lars, all this we saw it the past two matches. Lars is kind of just spinning around everywhere like a Beyblade.
Yep.
And that can lead to some really weird and unpredictable moments. And if you have two characters doing that on the stage, it could get really weird.
It's a little tango.
So I think that's my biggest question: is do we actually see the mirror matchup?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And I feel like another thing with mirror matchups is, I mean, we know how the player is played, right? We know the weaknesses of these characters because they're my main as well or whatever it may be. And it's a lot easier to capitalize on things that you're so comfortable with playing against because that's something that you're trying to avoid yourself. It's very easy to pinpoint small mistakes in gameplay when you're very familiar with another character. So it'll be interesting to see if we do see this mirror matchup. I think we might. I expect us to see the mirror matchup. It does look like EAP is here at the fighting setups here in the lobby, but Kenza has disappeared now and gone on a little adventure of their own. So we'll see. Hey, there they come. Kenza has made their way onto our screen. So it looks like we will be very close to hopping in to this last best of 5 matchup here between these two players.
Yeah, and I want to go through Lars a little bit more than just spinny guy, which he kind of is. But we mentioned hard to predict, put you in a lot of 50-50s, spins around, very flashy. Now, a lot of that comes from the strong stance mix-ups because you'll see a lot of the time, if you ever see him like pause, like you think he's about to throw out a move and he kind of does that and then throws out the move, that's where the 50-50 is at. If you want to like look into that, that's where the 50-50 is at. So every single time he does that, your opponent has to guess what's about to come out of that.
Right.
And then I will say he has a decent selection of lows, strong punishment, poor counter hit game, which counter hits are when you're like the opponent or like you're about to throw out a move and it's not as fast as the other person throwing out the move and you just get hit mid move and then it does damage and they can kind of just launch you after that and then get you going into a combo. And it's also kind of hard to make a comeback because you're so reliant on 50-50s. If you lose one, you're dead. Yeah, so it does. Oh, okay. So we got a little sneak peek. It will be a swap of characters here for EAP. Claudio, the character swap to come through from EAP. Kenza, of course, staying on this Lars character selection. Now, I don't know if you've been able to tell with the way I've been talking about this game. I don't play this game. I have no idea who Claudio is. I don't know what they do, but right now we can see that Kenza is playing very, very well into this character matchup, getting a lot of big strings put together. I'm going to toss it over to you here, Mossman, to give us a little bit of background of what Claudio does and what their game plan is. Yeah, so Claudio's a weird character. Also, he went up the tier list a lot with Season 2. A lot of people started playing him. So if I'm going to be real honest myself, I lacked a little bit of knowledge too.
That's fair.
Because I don't play Claudio's like almost ever. One thing I will notice, a lot of his moves are very like he has some quick lows. He's kind of unpredictable where the move's going to come out. Like, is this going to be a low, a high? I also can also space you out with a little bit of just crazy moves like we've just seen right there.
Right.
And kind of rushing down Kenza as this match has progressed.
Now, if I'm a betting man, I would say that this little Dreamcatcher icon right under the health bar does something. As we have seen Claudio play thus far, when that lights up, they have kind of blue fists. Not sure if that unlocks some moves or is just kind of some more damage as Kenza gets on an approach. Go ahead.
So yeah, what that is, that's called an install, and Claudio's install isn't like as complex as a lot of the other characters' installs are. It's kind of just there's a couple moves that can unlock it, and then once you hit that install, when that logo right there underneath his health bar lights up, he gets access to a couple more moves, and it also enhances a few of his really good ones.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, so far so good here for Claudio. EAP dropping that last set. We can see the Buzzy skin coming through from Kenza as well on this Lars. Will get hit by one of those jabs sneaking their way through, but instantly responds with a combination of their own, and this might just do it here for game number 4. Yes, it will. We are tied 2 apiece here as we enter this final round of this first set.
Yeah, that was sorry, that move caught me off guard a little bit there. He kind of hit a pose. But yeah, final round here. Both players at around the same amount of health until that throw gets Claudio down a little bit to around 50%, but combo now hitting for EAP as he extends it towards the wall. Now this is what I'm talking about. The installs here, Starburst, that's going to do a lot more damage. As we see, took a huge chunk of health here from Kenza, whose back is against the wall, and that's the move I was talking about. Couldn't exactly remember what it was, but if you kind of bait out a move, this is a strategy in a lot of fighting games, is that you kind of like walk a little bit close to your opponent, make them think they can hit it, and make them think you're not ready for it, and then immediately backstep and dodge the move and then punish them with one of your strongest moves. And that is what ends up taking set number 1 there for EAP.
Yeah, good start here coming through from Kenza as well. The get-up attack will be able to connect there for EAP as well, and yeah, I can see the aggression going through the backstep in time there for Kenza, able to dodge out on that uppercut and get some good damage built up on their own. Rage bar up and available here for EAP, but might not have an opportunity to use it as they are down to now a sliver of health. Does get that jump out, but instantly caught by 2 jabs there by Kenza, able to win that first round of that second set. Both of these players playing very, very even thus far through that first set, going all the way to 5, and now with very low health bars on both sides in that first round as well. Both of these players very even.
That should not be a thing, by the way. Coming straight out of that pose into one of probably the quickest moves I think I've ever seen in Tekken. Kenza trying to bait out a few moves from Claudio, not really going to be able to do much. Pokes going back and forth. Kenza kind of losing that battle and will end up losing the round due to a low there from EAP as we go here into round number 3 of set number 2.
Into round 3 of set number 2, indeed, with Kenza on the aggression here. Already 50% health for EAP, and slowly falling as well. Kenza not letting up on any of the aggression. The heat engagements getting tossed out by both of these players as well. EAP now getting some of their footing back in this third round. Kenza down below 50, but able to break out of combinations with a few blocks, and now EAP dangerously low. The chop there will be able to find that kill, and Kenza now finds themselves on match point in this second set.
Yeah, EAP earlier threw out a really, really slow move that ended up just getting countered by a low that sent the round win into Kenza's direction. Now, looks like another round win is in his direction, is coming his way, as he just has EAP against the wall. Cannot do anything. Laying down right now, trying to bait Kenza into something, but it's not going to work if Lars can just do what he wants, whenever he wants.
Yeah, Kenza in full control of that last round, ties up the overall series 1 apiece. But the aggression that just came through from Kenza was powerful, right? Very hard for EAP to find any sort of response into the aggression that was coming through from Kenza. Tries to lay on the ground there, try to find a neutral get-up, an opportunity to try to find some sort of opening to put a string together of their own, but Kenza not falling for it, able to find some last-minute hits and able to seal the deal in that last set. But still, we have 3 sets to go here, and still the set win on the line.
Yeah, set win still on the line, 1-1 like you mentioned. And one thing I've noticed, these players are playing pretty similarly. Both players trying to bait out the other one, waiting for their opportunity to strike. No one's being like overtly aggressive to the point where you're just pressing buttons and then you end up losing every round. Like, I will say Kenza's being very aggressive, but that's Lars kind of lends himself to that, like we've mentioned. So it's going back and forth. This is an exciting match personally because both these players seem around the same skill level. We'll get to learn more about Claudio, both of us do.
True.
Starburst, I remember now, recalling a few of my ranked matches. I think I normally lose to Claudio when I do play him. I don't see him very often, and it's mostly because of that Starburst. It's that Starburst,
fair.
which is what I've had at all. But
who's
through
this
that,
one?
we're not looking at Claudio anymore. We are looking at one of the least played characters in the entire game. So if you thought I knew nothing about Claudio, ain't got nothing of my lack of knowledge on Shaheen.
Yeah, Shaheen, the swap coming through. Hey, you said it best. No clue what this guy does, but Kenza seems to be doing pretty all right into this matchup thus far. Shaheen back against the wall. Very low, Rage Ride up and available, but still struggling to get anything going on their side of things.
Yeah, like, I honestly genuinely don't. I don't know what the call is here.
Oh my god.
I mean, oh, boom, high kick. That high kick, I feel like that's Kenza's call out. His call out move. Every time he thinks that someone's trying to bait him out and they're about to send a move from like mid-range almost, it feels like that is, first off, frame data-wise, it's a very quick move. It can get called out by heat engagers if you're not careful, but it's a call-out move. You know, you think you have a quicker move than I do from that range? No, you don't. I'm about to just ruin your day with that one.
Yeah, some...
there it is again.
Big, oh yeah, that is that high kick again coming through, and that might combo into another round win. Oh, able to get out of it just for a moment is EF, trying to put together some strings of their own. Lars, Kenza playing some defense here as well, but getting up attack and able to find that mid jab will seal the deal yet again. 2-0 now in favor of Kenza in this third set, trying to propel themselves up into series point, and right now looking poised to do so at the start of this third round.
Yeah, like this just been complete domination here from Kenza. Once he combos him back, puts the pressure on, EAP has to back up towards the wall, and he just doesn't know what to do. The pressure is just unsurmountable.
Yeah, I mean, so much pressure coming through the grab, however, from EAP, able to get some solid damage down onto Kenza, now sitting around 50% HP, has some gray health to get back as well. Another grab coming through, and will be able to fight their way, both players with the Rage Bar up and available. Kenza might not need it, though, as they are able to get a string put together and now propel themselves up into series point here. 2-1 in favor of Kenza.
Yeah, 2-1 in favor of Kenza. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that was the right call from EAP. I get, like, possibly if EAP believes it's, like, the best case scenario, you know, catch him off guard. Like I said, almost nobody plays Shaheen. I think I may have run into Shaheen once in my entire lifetime of playing Tekken 8 ranked. Genuinely. So,
Yeah.
so like maybe there's an element of surprise, you know, you're not expecting this. You haven't played much Shaheen, like I'm going to catch you off guard with a few moves. But it's not like EAP was like lost that last set by a large amount. That was a close match. And I don't know if, you know, maybe we're about to see something. Maybe EAP comes back and just absolutely destroys Kenza here in this next set. We just keep going back and forth like that. I just think it's a really interesting decision.
I'd be interested to see if we go to another character, and it looks like we will be going to another character. I was going to assume that we might go to Lars, but instead we got Smokey the Bear Kuma coming through for EAP, already getting some good damage done on to Kenza through the first moments. What is going on? This is a crazy character.
And you want to know something really funny?
I do.
I want to tell you something really funny.
Lay it on me.
You know Heihachi?
I do.
Yeah, you know Heihachi. This is one of his sons.
Oh.
This is Kuma. He is a Mishima, what we call them. And he loves his father very much.
Oh, that's nice. It's always nice to love your father, as
Yeah.
Kenza is down to almost 0 HP. Does get the grab and does get the flying kick there as well to find that first round win in favor of Kenza. Looked dire there for just a moment, but able to recover, find combinations of their own, and strike back with that round. And now threatening a perfect here is Kenza, but just barely gets knocked out, and now a combo starting for EAP.
Yeah, so big thing about Kuma, does a lot of damage, like a lot of big range and very quick moves, and it can get really scary faced when you have a tracking move like that. That is what I'm talking about. Gigantic range tracking move, whole lot of damage. But they're also, you don't see them as much not because they're bad, because the last character to win Tekken World Tour was Kuma, but just because they're a little bit more complex to play. And if you don't know, you kind of get left in some spots where you just get absolutely destroyed.
Actually, it does look like, do characters have different levels of health? Because it does feel like Kuma's health goes down a little bit faster, or is that just good comboing from Kenza?
That's just Kenza just using Lars's damage output to the best of his abilities.
Well, doing a pretty good job so far here as another grab comes through from Kenza. Kuma, EAP already down to 50% HP. Kenza 1 win away here from securing this series win, but now EAP fighting back with some power of their own. They just did a sit-up. They did a sit-up with 2 claws and did a whole lot of damage. Kenza now in a corner and likely to go down here. Does get a nice grab, gets some damage down, but the slow get up from EAP calling them out. But, this might be...
No. Okay, yeah. So one thing to note about Rage Arts, if you have low health and you throw it out, there's a couple decisions the other person can make. The other person can just block and then grab you, or they can throw out a move that they think can kill you, because your move will hit through it most of the time.
Interesting.
It's just a matter of whether or not you kill them. And speaking of kill them, Lars already has less than 50% health, but throw gonna take a lot of health away from EAP. Now, kind of baiting him out of the corner. Interested to see what Kenza is planning here. Heat Engager comes through into a low, going to send Kuma backwards, and now you're in a blender. Now you can't get away from the wall, and it's going to be your death sentence, Kuma. You are now dead. That set is over. Great job there. Great job there from Kenza. That was a misspeak right there.
Kenza with the 3-1 set lead or win here for Kenza over EAP. Will now end the regular season 7-10 in the set win versus loss department. But now we still have this last game to play out, the last best of 5 to see if Kenza ends it on a 4-1 victory. Right now, looking good here in round number 1. A lot of that heat engagement used up. There's one getting thrown out by EAP as well. A whole lot of damage dealt.
Everywhere.
Almost finds themselves back in an even state, but Kenza with the combination will be able to put a halt to the momentum and find themselves with that first round victory.
I feel like like we're filming a flex tape commercial almost. Just like mentioning a whole lot of damage.
I cut this boat in half.
I cut this boat in half. That's a whole lot of damage because both these characters, especially Kuma, just look at that. 5 hits, you're dead.
Goodness.
You're almost dead. And now you
It's
are
a tuna!
because you just got heat smashed by a giant fish.
It's a whole tuna. Oh my goodness. Yep. With the fish out of the back pocket, able to find that kill in that second round up against Kenza. Now finds themselves back against the wall yet again. EAP not slowing down on any of this aggression.
Yeah, great counter hits. And honestly, I think this pick is a lot better than the fish again, heat smash. And that's I struggle too because it hits you from a little bit further than you're expecting. Azucena's is like that a lot where you don't realize how far the heat smash goes, and then you're just like, oh, I'm in a cutscene. I'm in a cutscene now. But very, very good counter hits these last 2 sets there from EAP. But now Lars can get you in a blender whenever he feels like it, and that's what EAP is in right now. Back against the wall. It doesn't matter. You better stand up, because if not, Kenza's just going to keep on hitting you.
A whole lot of damage responded immediately by EAP on that tracking move that I have just now learned what that means. But hey, Kenza able to fight back and find that kill. Now we find ourselves in a final round here in this final set of this series of the night here. EAP playing super well already, putting together a string of their own. Kenza now trying to get their ball rolling, got some good damage, but breaks out of that grab as EAP and transitions that into another combination of their own. Some heat engagements coming through as well.
Yeah, doing a really good job of being patient and knowing exactly when to send the fish out. Flying fish, not going to end it, but the flying headbutt will.
That will be the series, the night here for Kenza. Does drop one of their matches. The first one there up against Q on the Armor King, but does end it on a high note. A series win there against EAP, as well as Storm Blessed will end the season 7-10. And looking to keep the momentum going here into playoffs.
Yeah, CFGC is very top heavy, so 7-10 is a fantastic. Watching Kenza throughout the season has been wonderful. He's progressed so much in so many facets of the game, and some people may look at that 7-10 and be like whatever, but I look at it, and that's a very big accomplishment, especially in such a top heavy league like CFGC. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved watching Kuma just now. Kuma is so much fun to watch, but I hate playing against him because I get hit by fish all the time.
Smokey the Bear, man.
Smokey the Bear.
He'll let you know. He'll let you know if there's a problem with his forests. But hey, that'll do it for us here tonight. Congratulations to Kenza. Now I might have mistakenly said playoffs. I don't know if Kenza is locked in the playoffs. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, Kenza had a beautiful season here, 7-10 to finish off the year for Kenza in Tekken 8. But hey, that'll do it for us tonight. We might be back with some stuff on. I don't know if we have a matchup tomorrow at all for anything.
Don't
but
think we did.
Friday we might have League of Legends on your screen, maybe. Pending in-house signups here at SU. We like to do some fun, play some games that we're not usually used to playing. So we'll have to see if that graces your screen. But if not, that'll do us for us this week. I've been Ben Kincaid, joined by Mossman, and we will see you potentially on Friday.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway.
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
Cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.